I don't know about you, but I think these headphones are gorgeous. But for the price of admission, they're going to need a whole lot more than good looks. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and these are the Focal Celestee headphones from the famed French speaker brand Focal. I've never been very good with French accents, so I'm not going to try and produce the name correctly because cringe, but I have had the opportunity to test these headphones thoroughly over the past couple of weeks, so I'm excited to offer a very non-cringe review of them. Here's the thing about these headphones. They are very much in the aspirational high-end headphone range with a pretty price tag to match. But I think relative to other high-end headphones that cost anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, and yeah, I know they get even more expensive than that in some cases, I think the Celestee at under $1,000 are bordering on attainable if you're willing to save up a bit. Are they worth it though? That's what we're here to find out. Before I jump into it, I want to know how many of you out there love music so much that you are always trying to get the best sound experience you can. Are you always on the hunt for that next awesome thing? Leave me a comment about that down below, and while you're at it, please click like and subscribe because we're gunning for 1 million subs and I need your help to get there. Also, as always, we provide affiliate links for the products we cover in the description in case you would like to support us that way. As always, I thank you. Now, let's do this. The Focal Celestee arrive in this big box that lets you know these headphones definitely mean business. Inside the box is this case, which is a bit rotund, I suppose, but we're talking about fairly sizable headphones, so that's understandable. Truthfully, I'm glad to see that there's a case at all, given that high-end headphones sometimes come with no carrying case. The case is definitely designed to protect the headphones well, but it's not just functional, it's also quite nice with this sort of tweed fabric and these very high-quality zipper handles on here. I mean, it's kind of like a fine French suit, but for headphones. Inside, you'll find the headphones, a screw-on 1/4 inch adapter, and the headphone cable, which attaches to each ear cup independently. Now, let's talk about this cable for a minute. It's robust. It's clearly high quality. It's even got nice little accents at the Y and where it connects to your device and the headphones. Thing is, it is not very pliable. It just kind of wants to do its own thing, and that can get in the way sometimes. I've been able to work around it, but that's kind of my point. You have to work around the cable because it has no intention of working around you. Maybe it'll break in a little over time, we'll see. Anyway, moving on. The headphones have luxurious padding on the ear cups, and it's covered with a very soft and supple leatherette material that matches the headphone's color scheme. That same leatherette material is also found on the headband over plush padding, though there's not too much padding, so that helps to reduce any potential for a bulky feeling when they're worn. The exterior of the ear cups combines high-grade plastic and metal, and this dimpled texture here is something that I think you either like or don't like. I happen to like it. Kind of reminds me of a golf ball, sort of. And honestly, anything that reminds me of golf makes me happy. Anyway, the yoke here is solid, the headband is solid, the build quality is just excellent. So how do they feel when worn? Well, they feel great. I mean, they're a larger headphone and there's a bit of weight to them, but they're actually quite light considering their size. They are not cumbersome, and I've worn these for hours comfortably. I like the balanced clamping force and headband pressure. I think it works really well. Generally speaking, a really ergonomic set of headphones. Now let's get into sound quality because let's face it, if these headphones don't deliver big time, then we don't have anything else to talk about. But oh, we have lots to talk about. First off, let me tell you a little about how I tested these headphones because they are high-end and costly. I thought it was important to test them with a bunch of devices. So I went through my phone's headphone jack, through a USB DAC on my PC, in this case a Dragonfly Cobalt, and on the extreme end an Antelope Audio Zodiac so I could screw on this 1/4 inch jack and see what was possible. I also listened to everything from Apple Music to Spotify to Tidal high-res audio tracks so I could get a feeling for everything these headphones could do as well as what they couldn't. Bottom line, the Focal Celestee made me feel things I haven't felt in a long time. See, outside of my work with digital trends, I am a professional musician. I used to play over 100 gigs a year, and I worked in a recording studio with 2 or 3 bands a year, and I've been missing that connection with music. Somehow, though, these headphones brought some of that connection back. I'm not trying to overly romanticize things here, but these headphones have been like therapy for me. Part of the reason why is because they expose a tremendous amount of nuance and detail. There are plenty of auditory gems buried deep into your favorite tracks, and anytime you can unearth one you haven't noticed before is a real treat. Constantly, the Celestee delivered that experience for me. If you want to see for yourself, try checking out Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. Just the first 30 seconds of that song is full of that kind of stuff, from the twang of the strings on the guitars, to the snap of the mallet hitting the kick drum, and the woody tone of the drum itself, to the swirling harmonics. I mean, tons of those transient sounds that make you just want to lean in and listen more closely. And these may be closed back headphones, but they are so open and airy, you'd swear they were open back. In many ways, they have that open back appeal, but with all the advantages of closing out sound around you. See, in my office, there's a perpetual white noise piped throughout the place, and with open back headphones like the Sennheiser HD560S, you can hear that noise during quieter music moments. But the passive noise isolation on the Celestee provide a dead, quiet canvas on which to musically paint. The treble has a lovely amount of sparkle to it, but it's very well controlled. Tons of detail and tonality and texture, but never aggressive. And the meat of the mid-range is extremely well balanced. It doesn't even flirt with being chesty or nasal. It feels like the voices of singers are right there in your head, and it does amazing things for piano as well. Then there's the bass. It goes deep, and it has just a little oomph to the presence, so while it may offer a bit more to the beat and the bass than a perfectly neutral headphone, I think it sounds perfect, like I'm totally satisfied. For bass testing, I go straight to Dua Lipa because I love the punch of the kick and her songs have such killer bass lines. Levitating is a really good example of this. I grinned every time I played it because it was just such a delight to listen to Dua Lipa's vocals perfectly isolated from the bass. To get that kind of clarity and punch at the same time is, again, a real treat for the ears. And these headphones span all genres just fine. They don't just shine when listening to jazz, classical, or other acoustic kinds of music. They treat rock, pop, R&B, everything with equal respect. The only place I didn't get to test these headphones was in a recording studio, but I know they would perform incredibly well in that environment. Here's to hoping I can get into one soon. In the end, I'm smitten with the Focal Celestee. They command a premium price and they absolutely earn it. If you can get your hands or ears on a pair, treat yourself. You'll be glad you did. Thanks as always, everyone. What do you think? Are these headphones that you'd be willing to save up for? Leave me a comment about that down below. Like, subscribe, and here's 2 other videos I think you'll like.